I wanted to jump in and share with you my top 5 sleep hacks. So number 1, pretty simple and very key. Make your bedroom a sanctuary. So this means ideally your bedroom is just reserved for sleep. You don't watch TV in there, you don't do exercises in there, you don't work in there. You just keep that as a space where you go to rest. Ideally, it's cool, it's dark, it's quiet, it's devoid of distractions and stressors. If it's, if you live in a busy area and on a loud city street, you might consider getting a noise machine or investing in some earplugs for when you go to bed. You might, if it's bright and, there's lots of street lights around, you can get a good set of room darkening curtains or an eye mask, like a sort of sleep mask that just covers your eyes and creates darkness. So that your space is really cool, dark, quiet, peaceful, and it just invites that kind of ease and relaxation. Next, create a good nighttime routine. So ideally you have a light and early dinner. You wrap up eating by, say, 7 p.m., shut down electronics by 8 p.m., and move into relaxing activities after that point. You don't want to be finishing up a few things from work or doing your taxes or, submitting something to your bank or just things that are very cerebral and stimulating. Ideally in that evening time, you might clean up the kitchen, do the dishes, start prepping things so that you're going to have an easy, smooth morning, like, prepare your lunch or plan out what you're going to have for meals for the day, get things ready for your family that are going to need to be delivered first thing in the morning. So set the stage for your morning to be easy in those last few hours before bed. That's another sort of peaceful, calming activity that you can do. Ideally, you want to have your dinner be on the lighter side. Like lunch should be your biggest meal, and your dinner should be a little bit lighter than lunch so that you finish eating by 7 p.m., clean up the kitchen, get things all stashed away, and you're done digesting or you're not just beginning to digest right when you're about to lay down and go to sleep. You want to give your body a couple hours to process any inputs you've given it and then, start winding down for bed when it's time to go to bed at around 10 p.m. You don't want to go to bed with a full stomach feeling really heavy. That's also, if you go to bed really stuffed and full, it's going to make waking up in the morning a lot more challenging. If you eat a light and early dinner, it's almost like your appetite is going to help you wake up in the morning because you're going to have this hunger when your alarm goes off, and it's going to be like, oh yeah, I want to jump out of bed and get something to eat. Your digestion is also going to function better. You're more likely going to be able to have a bowel movement first thing in the morning when you wake up if you eat a light and early dinner. Another option for relaxing evening activities after you shut down your electronics at 8 p.m. is lavender essential oil. Incorporating that some way into your evening, either taking a bath and putting some lavender essential oil in the bathtub, or diffusing lavender essential oil in the space where you spend time in the evenings, your bedroom or somewhere in your house where you like to relax in the evening time. And that, just the scent, it's very subtle. It's a calming, soothing sedative, gentle sedative. And so that can just, again, help kind of lull your body into sleep. Another relaxing activity that you can engage in the evening is a relaxing beverage. So Some of my favorites include passionflower tea, which passionflower is just a green leafy herb that you can get either at a local herb store or you can order it online. I really like Mountain Rose Herbs as a source for my Western herbs. And you just brew a small cup of tea because you don't want to be waking in the middle of the night having to pee. So literally like a cup. And a teaspoon of the herbs, steep it, boil the water, put the herbs in, steep it, with a lid on for 5 to 10 minutes, and then strain it and sip on that for, the last few hours before bed. I suggest if you are going to do a beverage like that, make that around 8 o'clock, about an hour after your dinner is done. And this way you give the herbs time to start kicking in when you want to ideally start falling asleep around 10 p.m. Another nice warm beverage option is warm milk with nutmeg. So again, just using 1 cup of milk, warming that on the stove till just before it boils. And when you put the milk in the pot to warm it, and you can use your milk of choice. If you don't do dairy, you can use a non-dairy milk. So you'll put the milk in the pot and then add a few pinches of nutmeg into the pot and gently warm it on low until just before it boils. And you're going to want to really stay close by and keep an eye on it because milk, when it does boil, it boils over and it kind of makes a big mess. So you want to stay nearby. It doesn't take long to warm up. So just hang out right near it and keep a close eye on it. And then once it gets just before it boils, turn the heat off, pour it into a mug, and you sip on that while you're relaxing. And the last little sleep hack that I've got for you, and this one is really, really nice, and it works without fail for me, is to massage your head and your feet with oil before bed. And you can use whatever oil you choose. I like sesame oil for this, but you could use coconut oil or olive oil. Those are the 3 I recommend. And hopefully you've got one of them on hand, and you'd want to use the same oil that you would cook with. And so you're just going to gently massage the head, and really you want to get the oil into the scalp. I have like it's almost like a ketchup squirter bottle that I use just for my oil, for oiling my head, so that I have so much hair, so it can really just target it into the scalp. And I'll squirt it around in some key areas and then just massage it in deeper with my hands. And then just massage the feet, the soles and the tops of the feet with that oil as well. And put an old pair of socks on your feet and cover your pillow with an old towel so that you don't get your linens oily. And that you also want to do ideally like an hour before you're going to try to fall asleep, so that it has time to start working. And when you actually lay down, you're feeling nice and drowsy. So there you have it, my top 5 sleep hacks. Feel free to drop any questions that you have in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them as soon as possible. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day. Take care.